Our first stop is the explosive loot train attack. Jaime Lannister and his troops are marching back to King's Landing, wagons loaded with gold and supplies from their recent victory at Highgarden. The sun is shining and all seems well. But little do they know, danger lurks just over the horizon. Suddenly, the ground trembles with the thundering hooves of the Dothraki horde. These fierce warriors, led by Daenerys Targaryen, come charging over the hill, their battle cries filling the air. But that's not all. A bone-chilling roar from above signals the arrival of Drogon, Daenerys' massive dragon. As the Dothraki clash with the Lannister forces, Drogon swoops down, unleashing torrents of fire. The once orderly Lannister lines dissolve into chaos. Soldiers scatter, supplies ignite, and the battlefield becomes a raging inferno. Jaime Lannister, despite his bravery, struggles to maintain control. Meanwhile, Bronn, his loyal ally, makes a daring move. He manages to reach the Scorpion, a massive crossbow designed to take down dragons. In a heart-stopping moment, Bronn fires, wounding Drogon and sending him crashing to the ground. With Daenerys vulnerable, Jaime sees his chance. He charges at her, hoping to end the battle in one swift move. But Drogon turns, breathing fire, and Bronn saves Jaime at the last second by pushing him into the river. Now, let's venture beyond the wall to the remote village of Hardhome. This battle isn't just about conquering territory. It's a fight for survival against an enemy unlike any other. Jon Snow, now a respected member of the Night's Watch, travels to Hardhome with a crucial mission: to convince the Wildlings to join forces against the White Walkers. At first, the Wildlings are skeptical, but they begin to listen. Just as they start to evacuate, an eerie mist descends on the village. The temperature drops, and an unnatural chill fills the air. The White Walkers have arrived, bringing with them a massive army of whites, reanimated corpses hungry for destruction. Panic spreads like wildfire. The Wildlings and Night's Watch fight back fiercely, but they're overwhelmed by the sheer number of whites. Jon Snow leads the defense, wielding his Valyrian steel sword, Longclaw. In a thrilling moment, he faces off against a White Walker, managing to shatter the icy foe with his blade. But the tide of battle turns ominous. As Jon and the survivors escape on boats, they witness a chilling sight. The Night King, leader of the White Walkers, raises his arms, and all the fallen wildlings rise to join his undead army. This battle is a game-changer. It vividly illustrates the true threat of the White Walkers and the urgent need for the living to unite against this common enemy. Let's shift our focus to King's Landing and the epic Battle of the Blackwater. This naval assault on the capital city is a testament to the power of clever strategy and the unpredictable nature of war. Stannis Baratheon, believing he's the rightful heir to the Iron Throne, launches a massive attack on King's Landing. But he's not dealing with a pushover. He's up against the cunning mind of Tyrion Lannister, acting as Hand of the King. Tyrion, knowing they're outmatched in sheer numbers, comes up with a brilliant plan. He prepares a secret weapon, wildfire. This highly flammable liquid is as dangerous as it is effective. As night falls and Stannis' fleet approaches, tension builds in the city. Tyrion's plan unfolds as a single ship filled with wildfire is sent out into the bay. At the perfect moment, Bronn launches a flaming arrow, igniting the ship. What happens next is nothing short of spectacular. The bay erupts in a massive explosion of green fire, engulfing Stannis' fleet in an inferno. The night sky is lit up with an eerie green glow as ships burn and men scream. But Stannis isn't one to give up easily. He leads his remaining forces to the city walls, where fierce fighting breaks out. Tyrion, realizing the city is still in danger, bravely leads a surprise attack through hidden tunnels. Just when all seems lost, reinforcements arrive. Lord Tywin Lannister, alongside forces from the Tyrell family, swoops in to save the day. Stannis' troops are forced to retreat, and King's Landing is saved. Now let's head north to the wall for the Battle of Castle Black. This clash between the Night's Watch and the Wildling army is a testament to the power of determination and the strength found in unity. The Night's Watch, severely outnumbered, faces an army of wildlings led by Mance Rayder. These aren't just any opponents. They're fierce fighters who've survived the harsh lands beyond the wall, and they've brought giants and mammoths with them. As night falls, the tension at Castle Black is palpable. The wildlings attack from both sides of the wall, using every trick in their arsenal. Giants try to break down the massive gate while archers rain arrows from above. Jon Snow emerges as a true leader in this battle. He moves across the battlefield, directing the defense and fighting hand-to-hand where needed. His bravery inspires his brothers to hold the line against overwhelming odds. The fight rages through the night. The courtyard of Castle Black becomes a brutal battleground, with men fighting and dying in close quarters. The Night's Watch uses every advantage they have, from boiling oil to massive scythes swinging from the wall to repel climbers. As dawn breaks, the Night's Watch stands victorious, but at a heavy cost. Many brave men have fallen, and the threat of the wildlings, and what lies beyond, still looms. Let's move on to a different kind of victory. One won not through brute force, but through clever negotiation and strategy. The Siege of Riverrun showcases Jaime Lannister's growth as a leader and diplomat. Riverrun, the ancestral home of House Tully, is under siege by the Freys and Lannisters. Inside, Brynden Tully, known as the Blackfish, is determined to hold out indefinitely. The Freys' attempts at intimidation, including threatening to kill Edmure Tully, fall flat. Enter Jaime Lannister. He realizes that a prolonged siege would be costly and potentially disastrous. Instead of resorting to violence, he decides to try a different approach. Jaime meets with Edmure Tully, who's been a prisoner of the Freys. In a tense conversation, Jaime appeals to Edmure's sense of family and duty. He offers Edmure a chance to secure a future for his wife and unborn child if he surrenders the castle. This is a pivotal moment that shows Jaime's growth as a character. He's no longer just the brash warrior we met at the beginning of the series. He's become a man who understands the value of words over swords. Edmure, faced with an impossible choice, agrees to Jaime's terms. When he returns to Riverrun, the soldiers recognize him as their rightful lord and follow his orders to surrender. The Blackfish, refusing to be taken prisoner, disappears in the chaos. This victory is unique in that it's achieved with minimal bloodshed. Jaime's diplomatic approach saves lives on both sides and secures a crucial stronghold for the Lannisters. It's a testament to the power of negotiation and understanding in a world often ruled by violence. Now let's dive into one of the most intense and personal battles of the series, the Battle of the Bastards. This showdown between Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton is more than just a fight for Winterfell. It's a battle for justice and the very soul of the North. The stage is set with Jon Snow's small army of loyal Northmen and wildlings facing off against Ramsay Bolton's larger, well-equipped forces. The stakes couldn't be higher. Control of Winterfell and the fate of Rickon Stark hang in the balance. As the battle begins, Ramsay shows his cruel nature. He releases Rickon, giving him a chance to run to safety, only to use him for target practice. Jon, watching his brother fall, charges forward in anger, completely abandoning the battle plan. What follows is chaos. The two armies clash in a brutal melee, with Jon's forces quickly finding themselves surrounded. The scene is intense and claustrophobic, with warriors packed tightly together, fighting for every inch of ground. Just when all seems lost, a horn sounds in the distance. Sansa Stark arrives with the Knights of the Vale, turning the tide of battle. This moment is crucial, not just for the victory, but for Sansa's character development. She's no longer a pawn in others' games. She's become a player in her own right. The Bolton forces scatter, and Ramsay retreats to Winterfell. But Jon, filled with righteous fury, breaks through the gates and captures him. The final justice is left to Sansa, who confronts Ramsay for his crimes. This battle is significant for many reasons. It marks the Starks' return to power in the North, Jon's emergence as a true leader, and Sansa's transformation into a formidable player in the Game of Thrones. It's a victory that comes at a high cost, but sets the stage for the challenges to come. Our final stop is the epic Battle of Winterfell, the ultimate showdown between the living and the dead. This battle is the culmination of a threat that's been building since the very first episode of the series. As the army of the dead approaches Winterfell, the tension is palpable. Every able person, from seasoned warriors to those who've never held a weapon, prepares to fight. The stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just a battle for a castle or a kingdom, but for the very survival of humanity. The battle begins with a charge by the Dothraki cavalry, their weapons lit with fire. But as they disappear into the darkness and their lights fade, the horror of what they're facing becomes clear. The army of the dead is vast and relentless. What follows is chaos on an epic scale. The dead crash against Winterfell's defenses like a tidal wave. Dragons soar overhead, breathing fire on the undead hordes. Inside the castle, defenders fight desperately against the wights that break through. Key characters have their moments of heroism. Arya Stark moves silently through the castle, using her assassin's skills to deadly effect. Jon and Daenerys battle on Dragonback, trying to find and confront the Night King. But the Night King proves to be an almost unstoppable force. He raises the fallen defenders to fight against their former comrades, turning the tide of battle again and again. The situation seems hopeless as he makes his way to the Godswood, intent on destroying Bran Stark and the memory of mankind. In the battle's darkest moment, when all seems lost, Arya Stark emerges as the unexpected hero. Using her speed and skill, she manages to strike the Night King with her Valyrian steel dagger. As he shatters into ice, his entire army crumbles with him. This victory is monumental. It marks the end of a threat that has loomed over the entire series, but it also comes at a tremendous cost, with many beloved characters falling in the battle. It sets the stage for the final conflicts of the series, reminding us that even after facing an existential threat, the Game of Thrones continues. Wow, what a journey through the epic battles of Game of Thrones. From Dragonfire to heroic last stands, these conflicts shaped the fate of Westeros. Which battle was your favorite? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of Ice and Fire, don't forget to like and subscribe for more thrilling content. Until next time, remember, in the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.